Welcome to the Metal Prognosis. My name is Lee, and on today's Pedal to the Metal, we are going to be looking at the TC Electronic Eyemaster distortion pedal. It says metal distortion on it, so hopefully it does metal. It's kind of a bit of a giveaway or otherwise false advertising. So yeah, it's a lot bigger than normal pedals, so I'm definitely keen to give this a crack and see how it goes. Like all my videos, I'll put a camera up to it and we'll dial in the tone together, see what we can come up with, and see what I'm inspired to actually compose and record with the sounds that we find from this. We'll do a quick jam, I'll share it with everyone, and then we'll have a chat about it afterwards. So, with no further ado, let's get stuck into the Eyemaster. Now we have everything set up. Well, before I turn it on, we do the usual, which is I show you what it sounds like before I turn the pedal on. That's the sound that we have to start with. So, on the pedal we have two knobs. We have a volume and a gain. That's it. Make sure my mic's okay. Yeah, so not much really muck around with. Let's turn it on. We have a light. We shouldn't have any volume because I haven't turned the volume up. Oh, wow. Straight off the bat, before we even touch the gain, a lot of dirt, which is cool. Let's give it. Oh yeah, that pushes it a lot. Okay. All right, let's see what the gain's like then. Give me a bit more volume here. Okay, so a lot of fuzz. It's a very saturated, very drowny type of gain. Definitely reminds me of the early or mid-90s, where every second band seemed to have like a fuzz pedal like this. Let me just muck around with the gain knob a little bit more again. Okay. It's going to bring up the EQ bar because that is sounding like a lot of low end coming through. Yeah, there's a big curve there on the bass frequencies. So I am going to do something funky, a bit funky. I'm going to add a different pedal to this. I'm going to add my 33 pedal, which acts as a boost, but it also is a low cut. So as in, it cuts all the low frequencies and boosts some of the high and the mids. So I'm going to chuck that on here and see how it sounds. So get ready for some fast forward motion. All right. We're still getting sound. That's good. Now, back in normal speed. So I've got the guitar going straight into my Fort and 33. 33 going to Eyemaster, Eyemaster going straight into the computer. So let's see what happens if I turn 33 on. It's buzzy, as in buzzy. That's a lot of buzz. It definitely sounds a bit better, but it's not wow. Not quite wowing me yet. So. Let me bring up the EQ bar again. Still very fuzzy, definitely fuzzy. I don't know where they got metal distortion from because it's very, as I said before, it reminds me of very early 90s grunge and hard rock, which is nothing wrong with that at all. That's fine, but definitely not the metal that I was hoping for with this pedal. Am I missing something? Yeah, I'm going to try a different pedal. Please bear with me. We're about to go into fast forward mode again. Back to normal speed. So first we check to make sure I plugged it all in right. I did, because we have sound. So let's see if my Savage Drive can help clean this fuzz. Better, but still not wow. It's got a nice carry to it though. All right, so now it's a question of, because I'm still not 100% sold on it yet, but it might sound better in a mix. So I'm going to leave it as is because the Savage Drive definitely cleaned it up more than the 33, but Savage Drive has a little bit more options, and the 33 is really good under different circumstances. So for this setup, I'll definitely keep it like this. I'll doodle around with the guitar a little bit for the next 10 minutes, see what song I can come up with, and then we'll see how it sounds in the mix, because it could sound a lot more fitting, doubled up on guitars, put them stereo with the bass and drums, and see how that all blends in. Who knows? Not sure. But yeah, it's not 100% sold on it yet. So let me share this song with you, and I'll see you all on the other side for my final thoughts. Time for my final thoughts and a visitor from Piper, because that's what she does. So the Eyemaster by TC Electronics, the metal distortion. I don't know if it is a metal distortion. I definitely felt more of a fuzz and more of a buzz vibe from it. And definitely that's what I think the results that I got from it were definitely more fuzzy and buzzy than the usual distortion that I've got out of other pedals. It's only got 2 knobs, gain and volume. Honestly, I don't think they actually did that much. They had a little bit of range within them, but not too much at all. Pretty much as soon as I turned on the pedal, it gave it a bit of grunt, and that's pretty much the grunt that you got. Yeah, when I dialed it up fully to dialing it all the way back, it didn't make much of a characteristics different, which I felt like I could really utilize and work with and improve or experiment with. The volume did give it a bit of a boost, but nothing really wow. When I added the 33 to the Eyemaster, that definitely helped. But because the 33 has a set EQ boost, it wasn't quite enough to help bring out the clarity that I was really longing for in the Eyemaster. So yeah, definitely nothing against the 33. It's an amazing pedal, just not for this application. The Savage Drive, when I added that, that definitely helped because I had a little bit more movability in its settings. Definitely cleaned it up, definitely made it sound clearer, but I don't think it's clear enough. I still feel like it was too buzzy and too fuzzy for my liking. And it kind of shows the little music jam that I did. I felt like I had to write that to try get the most clarity out of this pedal rather than being inspired to write that style of music, if that makes sense. So it kind of, instead of creatively pushing me towards this certain way, which I normally love with pedals, this kind of boxed me in this little restriction going, this is the best that you're going to play to get this type of clarity coming through. So with this pedal series that I do, I normally like to find a really good distortion sound and work the bass and drums around that to really emphasize the guitars. And with this, I had to do kind of the opposite. I had my guitar tone with this, which I ended on after the setup, and then had to work like re-EQ the bass and play around with the drums a little bit to try help cut through the guitars. And when I say cut through, as in to make sure the sound cuts through the overall mix so you can actually hear it. And that's why I gave that isolation little sample there, just so you could see that there's very little mid-range in the EQ, in the frequencies. So that's the main part of guitar that I definitely utilize when doing my mixes. And this kind of cuts that all away. So I did definitely need the Savage Drive to help bring it out because, yeah, but even with the mid boost, it still felt very overly saturated, I think, and very hard to define each note. So even though I was playing at a decent speed, the note still sounded a little bit muffled. I even used a harder pick to try really bring out those notes even more, and it helped, but nowhere near enough to to my liking. So in conclusion to the Eyemaster, did it metal? Not for me. There are some bands out there that might do like stoner rock or type of grooves that are half beat that have more of a held note, so that might really utilize something like this. Or as I mentioned before in the setup, it definitely reminded me of the early 90s. And if you play that style, this could be absolutely up your alley. But yeah, for metal, it's hard to play complex things or busy style of guitaring with this because I felt like the notes were just getting lost and just muffled and just sounded like I was, well, just playing anything. even though I was being really defined with each note that I was playing. So yeah, not a failure, just not my liking. That's okay. I don't have to like everything, and everything doesn't have to like me. So it's fine. But like all my videos, this is half of what's the right terminology? Half of the reasons behind why I do these videos, for lack of a better term. Over the fact that I couldn't think of a better term other than that. And the other half is what your opinion is. How did you feel when I first started dialing it in, when I very first turned it on? How did you feel when I added either the 33 Fortin pedal or the Savage drive? Did you think that added to it, or you think I took too much away from it? And do you think that this has some beautiful characteristics that I just kind of stumbled past and didn't take enough notice to? Or did you think without other assisting pedals, it didn't really have much to live up for? So yeah, definitely give me your thoughts and your opinions on the overall little adventure that we went on with this. And also too, if you know anyone else that uses this pedal and gets different results and utilize it differently, I'd love to hear it too. Because as much as this wasn't my cup of tea, and as much as I do love cup of teas, I'd still love to hear a band utilize this to their best ability, to see how it can be put into a band situation, and how people who do love that sound do use it and utilize it. So yeah, please let me know in the comments. And with that, I'll do my sign off. So whether this video is in the foreground or the background, I definitely appreciate your company, and I love having these conversations with you all. Please like and let your friends know about this, not just this video, but the whole series that I do on pedal to the metal and gear talk and all my other things I do, because it definitely helps this channel out and helps it grow so I can keep doing videos like this. And like always, until next time, stay safe.